back, everybody.
Welcome.
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 It's a Saturday. It's Veterans Day. Quick shout out. Thank you to everyone who served for our country.
There will never be enough thank yous.
Yeah.
Really.
No. What else?
And it's the day of manifesting 11/11, which we're gonna get into. But first.
Highlight, lowlights. I guess that's usually how we start things.
Usually.
Highlight would be.
He's on point today, guys. I made him think before we started recording. Let's see.
Let's see if I. Highlight would be. Read a couple good books lately. There's Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I think I said that correctly.
We've been talking about them.
We've talked about them. There, if you want an exciting, thrilling, not able to put down kind of book.
Fantasy.
Yeah, they're it. Literally has been consuming the last couple of days. Which has been good. It's been good. What's my low light? I guess my low light would be a couple members of my family passed away recently in the last couple days, so just kind of been struggling with that and just kind of all that entails. So yeah. What about you? What do you got? What's on your docket for today?
Going off of, I'll just say 2 highlights because along with the books, I like our book club that we have made, which is consisted of the 2 of us. It's fun to be able, like you said that night. What did you say? We were on the couch and we were both reading the same book at the same time, and you're like, did you ever think that we would be sitting on a couch reading the same book? No, you never thought that we would be. And I mean, we weren't into the same genres. I mean,
no.
we still differ, definitely, but I'm definitely getting into my fantasy love, and I'll have to explore more of it. And I have been. It's just...
We'll have to find something else to read together now.
Yes, we'll have to find something else to read. Because now we have to wait for the 3rd book to come out. But I want to say, too, we moved up to number 22 on the Friday Harbor Live Aboard waitlist. So that's exciting. 22. That is all about trust, which we've been doing, that number. Trusting that everything is moving in the right direction and not dwelling on it too much, just letting the chips fall where they're gonna fall. And low light. I just had a thought and I can't remember what it was. But it's definitely that besides, the unfortunate passings of Dustin's couple family members, dogs, people, it's all really, it's sad stuff. But I keep asking him if he's had any dreams yet. He hasn't yet. And I know they're coming. Because that's an easy way for our people to come through. And they'll visit. And it'll be like they're right here with us. So, to anybody that's lost anybody, it's not a one and done grief process. It's a long road sometimes, and it comes in waves.
Mm-hmm.
But 11/11, we're going to talk about our manifesting experiences that we've had. You ready? I didn't warn you about it. But you knew!
No, I knew.
11/11 was coming. So, I can name a time where I saw those numbers. Would you like me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Where I've seen like 111 or 1111, and all of a sudden everything was like different. Everything started to change from there, or it was like a sign that things were already in motion. We already had things in mind of what we wanted, and it was just a reinforcement. So last year when we visited Anacortes, and the hotel suite room number, it was 111, right?
Oh yeah, it was.
And we didn't even notice that until we got back.
Yeah.
From Rochester.
Yeah.
I think like I was looking through old pictures of
something, and we're like, oh.
And either my mom noticed it.
Someone noticed it.
She did. She noticed it.
I think she did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, no flipping way. So 111, if y'all are living under a rock, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm assuming you kind of know number stuff, but it's all about, screenshotting where you are, and it's a great place to manifest when you see 11 or just 111, any ones all together, because it's all about restarting, resetting, architect, starting over.
Well, we sure damn manifested and restarted and reset. That is for sure. That is for sure.
Understatement of
the
year.
Yeah.
But I know I've seen it other times too, and I know there were other signs. I feel like we probably saw 27 to a lot on that trip. I just can't remember. I just remember seeing multiple numbers in line with, like, I don't even know when we decided to move that week. Was it like halfway through?
It was that Wednesday. I'd have to look at a calendar to see what it was.
That's like halfway through, because we got there on a Saturday and then we're leaving on a Saturday. So, yeah. Anything?
You kind of took mine.
Or any numbers besides our number that stand out to you, that you see a lot and like good things happen.
I mean, the big one that we always see is 27. That's like, we see that number everywhere.
When's the last time you saw it?
Well,
Hi, so you guys know what I'm probably about to say about clothes. Well, Happy Earth. I mean, how many times do I have to say it? I can't stop because it's so great. All organic cotton, no polyester. They do sustainable practices in their factories. All of their factories and they're all run on solar energy, which is just the future. We're in the future, guys. So with our code, Third Eye Sailing, you now get 20% off your order. Like I've talked about before, they have activewear, which looks so cute. I want to try all of it. And everything just looks so cozy and comfy. I want to just get a basket of it all. And you choose every order. You can choose a cause. You can plant 15 trees. You can avert 150 pounds of carbon emissions, or you can choose to pick up a pound of trash with each order. I mean, the causes. So I hope you guys give it a try. We really like them. Of course, they align perfectly with what we're trying to do with this show. And get cozy. Fall is here. We are ready for the harvest time, and they have a lot of sales too. So go for it. Have fun on us. 20% off Third Eye Sailing. Thank you, Happy Earth.
We were 27 on the list
Oh,
at one point, like when we first joined.
yes, when we first joined.
Yeah.
27.
I mean, there was that one time, this was a couple years ago, but that one hotel room that we stayed at
427.
was 427.
Yeah, which is technically our real anniversary date, not our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, it's when we officially got together as a couple.
But we always see it when it's like stuff around us like together.
I feel like there was something 27 related to that day on the ferry. Like the time or something was.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember what time we went. I don't feel like, was it earlier? Because it was light out. Because like the ferry was delayed or something or other. I remember something happened that day.
I don't remember. Oh, and
that was the day we went on the whale watching tour too.
what were the dates? That was like the first week of August. No, it's okay. But yeah,
Look, because I'm gonna.
you're gonna go
bug
crazy
me.
looking at it. I'll look and see here. Oh, and then
It was the first week of August, so it was August 3rd. So it was 8/3.
I don't see a lot of 8 anymore. I used to see a lot of 8s. But that was when that was before we decided to move. And I was stuck. I felt real stuck in my rut. And I needed a change and needed something else. And I think that was where the 8 was coming from. I just kept seeing it everywhere. But it didn't get me anywhere. Until we decided to make a really big change.
Yeah.
So. And I remember last episode, I couldn't remember what my intention was. And it was peace. I just remembered last, whatever, it was like a couple nights before, or we're going to talk about politics quick, because that's what we feel like talking about. When it was a couple days before you told me that Ohio, Kentucky, and what was that other state went blue?
I forget.
It was this week you told me about it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, before that, we were talking about the world, and I was getting all upset, and I just felt like there's just a feeling of like the whole manifesting thing where I can't manifest like a certain something I want, like an object. It's more like a feeling. Like when I say I just wish there was like no more suffering, no more, just peace. It's just a feeling of like security and safety of like everyone I know around me and everyone I don't know. It's that feeling that everything is okay and will be okay on the earth. And that's like the simplest way that I can describe it.
Yeah.
So like manifesting those feelings, and they might even manifest as something differently than what I'm thinking in like a different way. But yeah. So what are you manifesting this month, this day?
I think the big thing I've been manifesting is just trying to manifest a different path. Kind of like we've been doing with the podcast and just other things, I guess. Just trying to think of a different way to go through life. You know, we're not meant to this 9 to 5 rat race. And, you know, yeah, I love technology, but I can't do it anymore. It just doesn't align with, I guess, how I view the world now.
Which is
And
how?
just that there's more that we can be doing than, you know, helping corporations get more money. And we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but just there's so much to teach and so much to just give back, I guess, that I don't know. There's just so much wrong with our society when it comes to like Mother Nature and how we treat her and how we don't really live with nature anymore. Like I know we've touched on this briefly with um like living on the boat and sailing and everything. It's gonna be a whole different ball game because we're gonna have to coexist more with nature in a way, right? I mean, you know, if it's rainy or stormy, like we can't do anything. We batten down the hatches and we ride it out, and we need to get more in touch with the tides and everything else. And then also comes the whole thing of just being more eco-friendly and more conscious of like what we're buying and what we're consuming and the amount of, plastic that we use and all that stuff, like we don't have a lot of trash right now because we have a giant compost bin. So like most of our food scraps all go in compost, you know, and we're not contributing to the giant waste pile. And like we don't use plastic, or we don't use like single use plastic water bottles. We have our metal ones and our plastic ones for the boat, and then the whole plan of, sorry, I'm rambling. The whole plan of just being able to be self-sufficient, right? And produce our own power and produce our own water and all that entails, and not being tethered to one place. So I guess that's just my ramble on what I've just been
What do
thinking
you think
about.
the root of that need is for you? Like, what drives you to want this life that we're going toward? Like, one word. Or a couple.
I guess I've always felt different. Like I was never really part of the normal whatever. And just it's never really appealed to me. So
Yeah. You were always different. And you were confident in being different. And I think that's one of the things I've always admired about you, even from afar. Oh, don't give me credit. Okay, wow.
What about you? What do you got?
Well, we'll say it again. You know, we've known each other since middle school. So I've watched him since middle school. He didn't know who I was, but I watched him.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, everybody, we have a brand new sponsor. So excited. Naked Wines. I know them very well. We know them very well. I remember the first time when I was living with my mom still, we got our first box of all the different wines that we picked, and we became the house with all of the wine. We think we had a subscription for a while, and we would have like all of these like little gatherings, you know, like family, friends. We just know we got the wine, it's covered, just bring the cheese. Like that. We were the place, all gathered in our little kitchen. So with our link, if you use our link, you're going to get $100 voucher. Hell yeah. $100 for your first box. Like, come on, that give me that. With our link, that's what you get. So go for it, guys. Enjoy. You can take a quiz, and it was really cool. I took the quiz, and it matched me with like all of these different wines. Some, like a lot of them I've honestly never even heard of. Like, we love wine over here, Dustin and I, but I've never really heard of a lot of these. There's chocolate wine. Did you know there's chocolate wine? Go for it. All right, use our link and you'll get that voucher. Have fun.
Shut up. I was like, you know, this kid has something, and I couldn't put my finger on it when I was, 12 years old, but I knew there was something there. I just didn't know how to deal with it or put it together. And nobody else understood it, who I would, like, my friends who I would talk to. Like, they just didn't get it. I'm like, how? And then I would think, am I crazy? Like, no, I know I'm not. But I just, went along my way, and we did our own thing, and timing eventually lined up. But one word. Well, I've made a list for this day. And I look at my angel numbers every day, almost every day. I just skip to one, and then I just look at the meaning. And I've gotten a lot that have said, start asking for what you want. And, I've gotten that before, like, manifest, ask for what you want, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think I've been digging deep enough. I think I've been on the surface level, and I've been afraid to ask for these things that I'm now asking for. So, first thing, I'm gonna ask for sight, my full sight, to somehow get around with all these medical trials that are going around. I've never been able to let myself really want and ask for that stuff to happen. But now that I see that it's a real possibility, I'm asking for it now for both of us. Whether that's, 10 years from now, 20 years, whatever, it'll happen. And I'm asking for it. I'm not just gonna be like, if it happens, it happens.
Mhm.
No, I'm gonna start asking for it intentionally. Next thing is some type of a world where you and I can be financially secure, where we, you know, we don't need a big house. We don't need much of anything, but to be able to support us and beyond without much of a care, that would be monumental. And then that third thing is just peace everywhere, and no more suffering. I know that's a big ask. It's a really big ask, and like I said in that other episode, if we all want it together, maybe it'll happen. What else you got there, sir?
Don't really have too much. I gotta start looking up some tech things.
We've done a lot of
Sailing,
tech.
technology, green techie things. Something to fill the time. Could do a quick history thing though. So 17th century, 18th century, 1700s, War of 1812, that whole kind of era. You know, people, I guess, don't understand how massive some of these ships were back in the day. We kind of touched on this briefly with when we talked about the Lady Washington that was here. But as far as tall ships go, like, she's small compared to some of them. I guess one of the ones that kind of stands out is the HMS Victory, which was a ship of the Royal Navy. Not quite sure on the size, but as far as the cannons go, it had 104.
104
104 cannons. 27 miles of rigging. And 4 acres of sail.
Where was this?
This was a British Royal Navy ship during the 1700s.
So they were going against us.
No, this was more after us. This was 1812.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not 1776. Okay.
No.
Not fighting for the
this
revolution.
was also, this ship was used when they went against Napoleon. Supposedly there's a new movie documentary thing out on Netflix about Napoleon, actually.
Is the boat in that?
Yeah, supposedly, yeah. Like the one TikTok I was watching, the guy was saying that if they do an accurate depiction of like all the battles, like the HMS Victory will be in it, because it was like the lead like Royal Navy ship like in that battle.
104 cannons.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it had 5 or 6 different decks.
Oh my god! And it was made of wood.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
It was huge.
How long did you say it was?
I'm not really sure, but I'm guessing pretty long. It was probably over 100 feet, I'm betting.
6 levels?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, do you know how many the Titanic had?
I don't remember.
Like wood. It's wood.
So, like, compared to the Lady Washington had two decks. It had the upper deck, and then they had the lower deck. Same with, like, the the USS Constitution, I think, has three? I think it's got three. It's got an upper, middle, and lower. That's common. But then you go into the big, like Man of Wars and, like, the giant, like, the big, like, the Spanish Armada ships. And, like, some of those, they're massive.
So you went on the Constitution,
Mhm.
right? How did you go on one of the lower decks?
Mm-hmm.
So can you stand up fully?
No.
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 Like how, you really have to crouch like a
Mhm.
lot. Wow.
And that was when I was in, like, middle school.
Oh my gosh! You still have to crouch?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You had to, like, so there were spots where you could stand, but then, like, it was all kind of, you had, like, beams all along, like, supporting the deck above you, and to get under the beams, you had to crouch. You had to, like, duck your head, like, under. And there was like some people, like my grandpa couldn't even, like, fully stand up. He had to, like, kind of, like, slouch a little bit.
Wow. That's awful.
Yeah. But the thing is, too, like, people were shorter back then. They weren't, like, as tall as they are now. Because part of it was due to, like, nutrition and diet and, like, everything kind of around all that. Like, people just didn't grow as much because they just...
Did you know that only 9% of plastics have ever been recycled? That blows my mind. What have we been doing these last however many years since recycling came about? Only 9% of it. The rest of it ends up in landfills, oceans. Awful, awful. Well, enter CBAR. So they are dedicated to cleaning up the ocean's trash. They pick up a pound of trash for every order that is made. That's insane. These people are so dedicated to this mission, and that is why we decided to apply for them as a sponsor, and we got it. We're so happy that they're going to be supporting the show. With our code, you get 15% off your first order. They are a company that makes shampoo and conditioner bars, and it's so cute. They come in this, they look like deodorant, and it's like a Dustin's sister called it a push pop. So it's literally like a little deodorant, and you can get refills too. So when you run out, you just take that thing out and then you put a new one back in. They have really, really good smelling scents for their bars. When I use the shampoo, it feels like I'm just like getting a essential oil bath on my head. It's so great. And you just smell so refreshingly. And my hair really feels like so soft and just healthy since I've been using it. So with our code Third Eye Sailing, you get 15% off your first order. I hope you guys give it a try. We love this company and we love what they stand for. So on us, guys, thanks for listening. Thank you, CBAR.
They didn't eat all that great.
Huh. Wow. What's that documentary called?
We'll have to find it.
It's Napoleon. Okay.
Yeah, something about Napoleon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't get over the 100. That right there. 104 cannons.
It's a lot of
Can
cannons.
we stop?
I think it was also one of like the longest. I think it and the USS Constitution were like two of the longest like in service like tall ships. Like I don't like the USS Constitution. I don't think technically retired until like the early 1900s. It was still in service.
This is
Now
why the
it's-
aliens don't want to come and see us. Monsters! 104 cannons. Sorry. It just made me think
It's a
of it.
lot. That's 52 cannons each side.
Fucking ridiculous. Get out of here. Sink.
Where like let's see, so like the Black Pearl in Pirates of the Caribbean had what? Maybe 20 guns? maybe.
What's the difference
What?
between? Are you saying the same thing? Guns.
Cannon.
and
Yeah,
cannons?
guns are cannons.
Yeah, they say guns though.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's only like 20 or so, if even that.
Oh my gosh.
It's a giant. It's a monster.
Aliens. They don't want to come here. Stay away. Stay far away. We will corrupt you, or you'll just kill us.
Yeah. I think they just stay away.
Yeah, they're smart enough, I think. I hope. Oh yeah. I wanted to mention Audible, Kindle.
Oh, yes. I haven't put the Kindle link on our website yet.
It's not the same thing.
But I did put a link to Audible. So because we are Amazon associates, we do get credit for people signing up for Audible. You don't even need to pay. All you need to do is just sign up for their 30-day free trial through the link on our site.
Either Audible or Kindle.
Then we get commission. Yeah.
Yeah. Audible, because we're a book podcast once again.
Yeah.
If you have any recommendations, we need some. Because I'm running out of things in the library. I'm trying to think. The orcas I've seen, at least I think it's been the bigs over here. I've been seeing a lot that they're in Vancouver Island, around there. They've kind of, it could have been the southern residents, but I think it was the bigs.
No, someone was saying the southern residents were here and they were in the northern sound in the summer, then they left. And they just came back, but they weren't here very long. Like they think that they're already starting to head back
up
north, we have had the most humpbacks though that they've seen in decades this year.
That's good.
So that's cool.
Yes. That says something.
That the humpback population is deciding to stay longer. And there's more of like them and gray whales, and the bigs have they are just big show-offs. They really are.
I freaking hope we get to go over there right before the season starts.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I had a dream. I don't know if I mentioned this. I was in like California because my mom and sister and I were supposed to go to California next year on just a little girls trip, and we were on like a tour bus. I think I told you about this tour bus, and I don't know, we were driving along this like scary highway with a lot of hills, and we were along a coast, and all of a sudden there's like all of these orcas swimming past, and
but you can see them. There are like orcas that are like California, like all that area.
And the thing is, in my dreams I can see everything so perfectly. But yeah, so like I was like practically climbing out of the bus. Like I wanted to jump in with them. There were hundreds of them. And I was like, ugh. And I don't know. It's so cool just to get those. I know that we're right in the place where we're supposed to be because my orcas, they're my sign. That's all I got.
That's all I got. It's gotten darker since we got home.
Yeah, we got back just in time. Maybe it'll rain again.
It might rain again.
We had 30-mile-an-hour winds and rain last night.
Yeah, it was
bad.
The wind picked up. There's like a front bench outside. It like picked up the bench. I think it almost hit our neighbor's car. I heard him shove it back against the house this morning.
You did?
Yeah. He didn't sound very happy. Um, yeah, it was. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's not normal to have winds from the south like this time of year. I know it was more in the summer that we get southerly winds. I don't know if it's just because it's changing, but I think that was our first windstorm. I don't think there's any forecasted for a little while now. But
It's gonna be real fun on a boat. Not.
yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it. I mean, Friday Harbor is pretty protected from the south, though, because you have the island to the south. So I would think it might protect a decent amount.
Just the way we just went to the boat too to check on things, and the way, like, the buoys sound when they're like rubbing against the dock.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, I was gonna ask you if it would be better if we loosened the lines so that doesn't happen, but I don't know if that would be.
It doesn't really matter because of the way we're in the slip. That current's
It's
just pushing us right against the dock. So it doesn't matter how loose our lines are. It's the boat gets pushed against the
Yeah.
dock. So
We'll see. All right.
okay.
Well, super.
Awesome.
11-11. We have what we want, an idea of what we want, and so we just gotta keep going toward it.
Mm-hmm. We'll get there.
Happy Veterans Day. Happy Manifesting Day. Bye.
Bye.